Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can you please confirm if you can hear us? Please go to your questions box and type yes if you can hear us, no if you cannot. Of course, you can't hear us. You can't. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A very good morning to all of you, and welcome to this third session on Excel. This is the advanced level of data management. So, a very important topic. And like we've discussed in the past few sessions also on the same subject, Excel is the lifeline for accountants. I would say not just accountants, everybody literally. I mean, as a student, as a as a professional, you're required to have expertise in Excel. Of course, for accountants, it's much more thorough knowledge than any other professional. So, and that's why we keep coming back to Excel and we keep revising, we keep introducing concepts and keep telling you how to do things that will help you in your daily life in Excel. Secondly, I've already told you that this theme at ACCA has been named as the power of digital. So a lot of work around digital will be happening at the ACCA's platform for its members. So these trainings in Excel, in fact, also contribute, to your digital empowerment. So welcome to the session again. Housekeeping for those who are attending the session for the first time. Of course, throughout the session, your microphones are going to remain muted. You cannot unmute them, and that's because we have about 1,000 individuals who are going to listen to the session. And if they all unmute at the same time, you can imagine what will happen in the call. So the microphones are going to remain muted. You can communicate with us through the questions dialog box. So the questions dialog box is available. Keep typing in your questions. However, let me suggest that only type in the question once the subject is or the concept is over, because when the trainer plans the delivery, he or she has taken into consideration that what kind of questions will the participants be answering, and that's the indication of an expert trainer who knows what kind of questions can come in and therefore is prepared. So number one, please type in your questions only when the question answer session starts. Otherwise, there are too many questions coming in, and so that sort of deviates us from the topic. If you want to revise anything which has already been taught, that doesn't make a question. So please, the session is being recorded. The recording is going to be available afterwards, and you can go back and revise it as many times as you want. And I would, in fact, suggest that you should revise concepts that have been taught here at least once or twice, so that you are very comfortable with the with the usage and their application. I can tell you, it might seem very simple when you're seeing the trainer doing it, but when you get to do it yourself, there are 1,001 things that come about that you would not remember, and therefore it's very important that you revise and you revisit those concepts. Yeah. Okay, so questions already coming in. One more thing, the files that you're going to use, they were emailed to you last night, and there's 7 attachments that were sent to you. Can you please confirm if all of you received those files, the handouts for the session? So again, yes or no? Irfan, please check your inbox. If you had registered yesterday, an email was sent out yesterday to all of you. Oh, okay. So there are mostly no's. I'll once again send out that email, but please look at your email box and see if the file from members.pk@accaglobal.com is there. No, Rajan, I'm not talking about the email reminder about the webinar. There was an email sent out last night with 7 attachments from members.pk. But don't worry, I will in a bit share the the link where we've put them, and I'll also send out that email once again. So just give me a few minutes for that. I think that's all from my side. The session is going to go on till 1 o'clock. We're going to have one small short break in between, and even in that break, I'm sure the trainer is going to load you with some responsibilities. So therefore, thank you very much. Have a very interactive session and enjoy the learning. I will now hand over to our trainer Khurram Khan, who will take you through the session. Thank you very much, and Khurram, over to you.
Thank you, Haram. Okay, very good morning to all of you. Okay, this is the third session of this series, and in the last two sessions, we have discussed few topics, some of the basic and some of the intermediate level features and functions. In the third session, we will be focusing on some of the very, very important functions that everyone should know about it, and they should know what is their uses, how it can be used in variety of ways. Let me first of all go through what we will try to cover in this particular session. You will be soon getting 7 worksheets in which we will be having the topics. In the first, maybe first hour, we will be focusing on the lookup functions. There are many lookup functions, but we will be discussing the lookup function, the VLOOKUP function, the XLOOKUP function, and then the index match combination, and how these two functions will be used in order to have a more flexible way of using the VLOOKUP function. Okay, then we will be focusing on some of then we will be discussing some of the very interesting text functions, right? What is the left, right, mid, upper, etc., etc. And then we will be focusing on some of very handy features that everyone should know. And in the end, we will be discussing what if analysis, that is the data table, goal seek, and scenario manager. So this is what we will try to cover today. Let's focus on the lookup function. I hope everyone have this by now.
I've just emailed them once again.
Okay.
So an email from haroon.jan@accglobal.com.
Okay.
And now I'm going to go back to the Google Drive and send them the shared link through chat in the webinar.
Okay, we have just heard what Haroon has to say. I wait for 30 seconds.
Yeah, the email is gone.
The email is gone. You should get it by now. Download the attachments.
It's very small.
It's a very small, yes.
Not a big email.
Yes. And the first worksheet that we will be going to discuss, that is the lookup. Okay, lookup and reference functions. So this is the first sheet that you should.
Can you ask them, or just begin the webinar, if they received the email?
Kindly confirm that you have received this by just typing in the question box yes or no.
Open the question box. On top. What's the top? It's the top. Double click on the top. It's on the top.
I have a no, sir. Okay. No, not received. Not yet.
I'm just sharing the link. Download it from.
Okay. Harunjan is sharing a link. Okay, still.
Please use the same emails, check the emails. You know, the emails that you have provided us while registering for the session. Please use those emails to check the file.
Okay, you will get the shared link in a minute. Yes, he's sharing Google link, Google Drive link, and I hope you can download from there.
Only because there were 7 and we could only upload 5.
These are 7 files, so we have a limitation of only 5 files to be attached. So that is why.
All right, check the chat box. I have just sent out a message to the entire audience. The chat box is a message to the entire audience. Click on that link and you will find the 7 files there.
Okay, I hope you have got the link and you have no link.
Send the link. Chat box, look at the chat box. Rajan is saying he's got them. Muhammad Ali, please look at the go to webinar option menu and there's an option that says chat. Click on chat and there's a link in there. Faiza Habib, same message for you. Check the link. Click on that link and take you to the files.
Muhammad Amin have downloaded it.
Rida has got it. Rakibul Islam has got it.
Okay, I guess majority have got it.
Rashid Ali, I have sent you a link on the chat box. On the chat box, click on that link. It will take you straight to the files. You can download them from there, Rashid Ali. Prem Kumar, the link has already been sent. I can send it to you once again. So I have now sent the link in the questions box as well. All right, I think we got it. Let's move on.
Yes.
Most of them have the documents now.
Yes, majority have it. Okay, fine. Okay, let's begin. Okay, open lookup and reference function workbook. I hope everyone has got it and open it. Okay, in that workbook, there is a worksheet which is known as the lookup concept. Okay, fine. Okay, that's great. Okay, I hope everyone is on that sheet. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay. Okay, the basic idea what lookup and HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP function is. All of these functions have one thing in common, that these are data retrieval function. It is used to retrieve something, right? It is either the data or the position or the reference from certain particular location. Okay, I'm just giving you the idea with a very simple example. All of us have been studying in some university or colleges, right? And all of us have been assigned one unique number, that is our either a roll number or a registration number. If the company, if the institute or the college or the university personnel wants some sort of data about us, they just need to enter uh, the roll number or the registration number. And from that registration number, the information can be retrieved. So that is the basic concept, that there is one value which is unique in nature, and that is assigned to a particular maybe the student, and from that number, that unique number, the record of the student can be retrieved. So that is what I meant. If you look at this particular data set, that is, there is a code, there is a product, and there is a unit price. So just assume that this code is assigned to this product, and the unit price of this product is 25,000. So it means that I can retrieve the product description and the unit price based on this code. So this is what we have the assumption in it, right? So similarly, for rest of the product, there is a code, and from that code we can retrieve that information. So whether you are applying the lookup function, the VLOOKUP function, or the XLOOKUP function, the purpose is the same, that you can retrieve information based on certain unique data item. So let's use the VLOOKUP function first. The VLOOKUP function I'm applying here. So for example, I have code is 10, and I want to get data related to code 10. So in this data set, we have the code 10, and against that code we have a printer and the unit price. So what I need to do, I need to use a lookup function in order to retrieve these two pieces of information based on this. So the concept is simple. I'm just writing the very basic concept here. So I'm not writing a function. I'm just giving that how I should use it, or we should use it. So VLOOKUP. So this is known as the vertical lookup because the data is in the columnar format. So VLOOKUP, the first thing that we need to provide this function is find what. So what we need to find. So in this particular case, I need to find this. So from where? I need to find this, and the second argument is from where? From this data set. So I will be providing this, the ranges of this data set. And if it is found, then from which column data should return. So this is the basic. VLOOKUP function has more argument, but we will be discussing it a bit later. But that is the basic concept in this particular case. So VLOOKUP find what? So this is the data that need to be searched, and from where? This is the data set that this value need to be searched, and by default this value will be searched from the first column of this data set. So we don't need to instruct Excel that this 10 need to be found from here. It is by default, right? And then when this 10 is located, is searched, is found, then from which column? So it has 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. So by default, first column is the column from where the data is being searched. This data is being searched, and from which column? The second column, the data which is just against this code will be returned. So I'm just writing this VLOOKUP function is equal to VLOOKUP. Just do it with me. I need to find this. So this is find what? And this is the range. So this is the range that I need to look into in order to search this value. And if this data is found, then from which column the data should return. So I need to return the product value, so the column should be 2. So that is 2. So I enter 2 and then look at it. I will get the printer. So 10, code is 10, and from the second column, the value is printed. Similarly, if you apply this once again, VLOOKUP, which value? This value, comma, from where? From here, and then from which column? The column is 3. So this is a very, very simple way of retrieving data, right? So the concept is very simple, that VLOOKUP return a value based on a particular data set. So this is the value which is to be found from this data source, or the first column of this data source, and in the corresponding columns we need to specify which column the data is to be returned. In the case of product, the column will be the second column, and in the case of price, this will be the third one. So if you look at it once again, so VLOOKUP I3C4 colon E11 comma 2, so this is the second one. So this is the first instance of using the VLOOKUP function. Now there is a bit of problem here in using a VLOOKUP function, right? For example, I have a value 15, and that 15 does not exist in this data source. But when I press enter, it still gives me some sort of an answer, right? If I answer 20, it will give me the right answer, which is projector 20, and this is projector in 65. And if I press, for example, 45, there is no 45 here, but it still gives me some of the answer. So we will be discussing this drawback of this VLOOKUP function a bit later, but now I will show you the complete argument set of VLOOKUP function in order to overcome that, how we can get the data that we require, and that data, if it existed, provide us the answer or retrieve the data, or if that number or the code does not exist within this data source, it will provide us the error maybe or something else. So what we need to do, we need to modify this particular VLOOKUP function by adding one extra argument, which is the optional one. Let me rewrite once again. VLOOKUP function. Find what we need to find, from where, as already we discussed that, from, okay, let me write the column index. This is the column index. And then we have the search mode. Excel VLOOKUP has two different modes. One is known as the exact mode, exact matching mode, and the second one is known as the approximation mode. So we need to specify in this optional argument that either we will be using VLOOKUP for the exact mode or the approximate mode. So the exact mode will be either 0 or 1 or false or true. False for 0 and 1 for true. By default, VLOOKUP uses the approximate mode. Now I'm just changing it. So VLOOKUP find what? This is the value that we need to find. Then we have the table array. Table array means the data source that from where this 45 to be located or to be found. And then the two means the column reference from which the data is to be returned. And then the false one. False means I'm changing the search mode of the VLOOKUP function. Now the Excel forces this VLOOKUP function to search in an exact mode. So if I click now, press enter, it will give me the not applicable. So 45 does not exist here, and we have the not applicable. So in order to find the exact match, we need to use the false option. Similarly, in this case, we don't have any false here. It is uses the approximate match, so we'll have some answer. But if we change the exact mode, the search mode from approximate to exact, then it will give us right. I hope this concept is understood. Just give me, if you have any question on this, it's time to ask.
No question here.
Okay, now there is the second option. The second option is why, if I remove this, making it a true, or just to remove it. Okay. So I've just removed the false, so converting it back to the approximate mode. Now there is an assumption. It's not an assumption, but there is a requirement if you want to use the approximate match, then there is one requirement, and the requirement is that the lookup column from which this data is to be searched, the data source is to be sorted as in an ascending order with respect to uh, uh, the lookup value. If that is the case, you will get the right answer, but if you don't, then VLOOKUP might give you a wrong answer. So this is one of the requirements. So what I meant is that if we have, for example, somewhere 15 here, right, maybe we have somewhere 12 here. So this data is not, this may not provide you the right answer. This will provide you some sort of an answer, but there is no guarantee that the answer you get is the accurate one. So you need to sort this data set with respect to the VLOOKUP column and the VLOOKUP column, so that it should be 10, then 12, then 15, then 20, and so on and so forth. So this data is to be sorted with respect to the first column, or which is known as the VLOOKUP column. We can make use of this feature of capability of this VLOOKUP in variety of ways, right? It has multiple uses, and you can do wonders with this approach. Although it looks very odd, but we can use it. We can apply this VLOOKUP function in different ways. So let's do some of the example. First, the VLOOKUP function. Okay, so this is the first example. Okay, just assume that these are few of the salesmen, right? And they have done some sort of sales, right? Han 900, Salim 1800, Sarfraz 2500, so on and so forth. And the management have decided to provide some sort of bonuses to these salesmen, but the category is the bonus decision based on this. The decision is that if someone get the sales in between 0 and 999, right, he will be getting bonus amount that is 50. If the category is in between 1000 to 1999, he will be given 100. Similarly, so the range is 2000 till 2999, 300, and so on and so forth. So we will be applying the VLOOKUP function in order to get the bonuses from this data set. So I'm doing it for you, is equal to VLOOKUP. Now, in this case, what we need to find? We need to find the sales value, that this sales amount fall under which category of the bonus target. So it falls under the category of 0 and 1000, which is actually -1, 0 into 999. So Khan should have got 50. So find this value from this data source, right, and comma, and then from which column the data should retrieve the second column. So I need to put true, and that's okay. So I have got 50. But if I copy this formula down, I will find maybe some right answers, maybe some wrong answers. What we need to do, we need to look at this, we need to fix this range as we discussed in the last webinar, that the the referencing mode. Referencing mode is the relative reference versus the relative reference, absolute reference, and the mixed reference. I discussed that in my last webinar, and I hope you know what we need to do is we need to just fix it, because we don't want that this range is to be moved down. We need to fix this like this. It has to be this particular range. So in all the cases, M3 to N8, if I go there, now look at here, this become M8 and 913. I don't want it. I want this range to be fixed. So what I need to do is I just select this and press F4. F4 is the shortcut key. I just gave you the shortcut key for this. So now this should be the case. Now I have got the right answer in every case. Now this is a small activity.
Two questions. Yeah, you could announce it every time.
Okay, so it is already there, but what just delete in this column the values, which is the discount rate, right? This is the discount rate. Delete this formula or the values in it. Now what you need to do is you need to apply the VLOOKUP column, VLOOKUP function, in order to get the discount rate based on the number of days, the payment mode. So this is the invoice date, this is the payment date, and this is the receivable, and this is the payment, discount rate factor. So you need to calculate the number of days from here, and on the basis of these number of days, you need to find the discount rate in order to get the discount should be given. So let's apply this formula, and if you click that, use VLOOKUP to find the discount rate from the discount matrix table. Apply this VLOOKUP function, and in the meantime, I will get your questions.
Yes, one question is from Zan Nadeem. Sorry, Muhammad Akib. He's saying, what if we have to apply VLOOKUP for text? VLOOKUP function over text.
Yes,
so,
we can.
So I think that's something that you can look at. And the second question is by Zan Nadeem, and he's saying if we enter 18, he's talking about the previous VLOOKUP example. If we enter 18, it still shows value 10, value against 10 instead of the newest value, 20. So I think he's using the false function or true function, exact match.
Now, is using 18 and he's getting some sort of a value. It is NA or some sort of.
Getting 10 instead of its nearest value 20.
Okay, I will just give, okay, fine. Okay, let me revisit this concept once again. It is Zan for you and for the rest. Now look at this particular case. Now we have the reason I told you that why the requirement when we use VLOOKUP function for approximation, that the data need to be sorted out in an ascending order like this, right? The reason I'm just trying to elaborate why we need this. Now, I always get a value printer when I have value starting from 10 to 19. Whenever there is a value 10 to 19, I will get the value which is printer and 25,000. So this is become a range. 10 to 19, I will guess printer. 20, starting from 20 to 29, I always got projector and 65,000. 30 to 39, I always got REN. So this will become a range of values from which the data is to be returned. This is what we this is the concept that we will be using in this particular example. Now look at here, the same concept. I have 0 and 999. So this will become a range. So all those values which fall under this category 0 to 999, this will get the 50. So similarly, if I got here 10 to 19, I will get the printer. 20 to 29, I will get the projector, right? So this is the case. So 900 falls under this range, so I will get 50. 1800 falls somewhere in between 1000 and this range, 1999, so I get 100. Similarly, 25 fall under which 25 into 2000 into 2999, so 200. So that is the concept that is being applied here. And this is a very, very powerful thing, right? So the requirement of using this data source with VLOOKUP in approximation mode, the requirement is that that data source needs to be sorted with respect to the VLOOKUP column in ascending order. If that is the case, the things will be very, very simple and straightforward, and you will get the desired answer. I hope that answers your question. Hopefully, majority, you have done this, right? Okay, for those who haven't done this, I'm doing it for you. Is equal to VLOOKUP. I need to find this, right? 31. So, and then I have, this is the range. So I need to look into this particular, this value from this particular range from the first column, right? And then from column 2, I need to get the value that what discount rate should I get. So 31. So 0 to 5 means so anyone who made a payment within 5 days, he or she will get 15% discount. Anyone starting from 6 to 15, he or she will be getting 10%, so on and so forth. So whosoever is made payment 31 days past, then he or she will get a 0%. So similarly, what we need to do, we need to fix this. Okay, we need to fix this, okay, by inserting $sign and then copy this down, and you will get the, so look at 25%, 25 days, it falls somewhere, 16 to 25, so this is get the 7%, similarly 22, this fall again 7%, 14 is in between 6 and 10, so this is the 10%. So this is how you get the discount rate. 2 questions. Okay, any other questions?
Akib is saying no, because as I apply VLOOKUP with true option, it is not getting me approximate answer. I used projector as VLOOKUP value, and answer is 10,000 instead of 65,000.
Okay, so what he wants.
And then he says, can you please try using projector as VLOOKUP value in true search mode?
Through a approximate mode or a search?
True search mode.
Okay, search. Okay, again, I've just mentioned it earlier that whatever is considered as a VLOOKUP, the lookup column, the data is need to be transformed with that very column. It has to be sorted in an ascending order. So printer, projector, this data set need to be sorted with respect to a product. It need to be sorted in ascending order. So that is the requirement of the VLOOKUP function. Whenever you use VLOOKUP function for approximate match, the data source needs to be and has to be sorted with respect to the VLOOKUP column. Otherwise, you will get the wrong answer. Maybe you get the right answer, but there is no guarantee. You will get the answer, but there is no guarantee that your answer is right, right? So that is actually the case. So if you are using this column as the lookup column, then this data source need to be sorted with respect to this, right? So that is actually the case. Okay, don't worry, we will be doing this again. Now move to the third example, I guess. Okay, fine. So this is a simple one. I hope you will get it very, very quickly. So what you need to do is, so you are going to buy some product, and you are seeking discount, right? So what you need to do is that you need to provide a quantity. 90 is the quantity, and in this cell you need to enter a VLOOKUP function so that you may get the discount of this value based on this calculation. Do that. What was the second question? There was only one question. Okay, the same thing. Okay, just do that. I'm giving you 30 seconds for that. Okay, hurry up, guys. Okay, you have done this. How long can you look at that?
This one person was done it.
Okay, one person has done it. Okay, two. Great, 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 brilliant. Four, good, good. Out of how many? Okay, we have 252 participants and only 4?
5.
Okay, 5, good.
About 10.
Okay, about 10. Okay, that's good. And for the rest, I'm doing it for them, right? Okay, so what we need to do is just is equal to VLOOKUP. Now, I need to find this value from this, right? This is my data source. I need to find this value. By default, this value will be searched from this first column, and this value does exist. And from the second column, I need to get the value, and this comes out to be 9%. So if I change the value, for example, 45, let's see what will be the answer. So 4 is the answer, 45 is in between 40 and 49, so I get this one. Similarly, if I get, for example, 54, not here, 54 is here. So 54 somewhere in between 50 and 59, so it's 5%, it has to be a 5%. So that is the case. So these are a few of the examples based on applying VLOOKUP function, having a search mode with approximation. Now move back to the second option, and that is this one. Now open the sheet VLOOKUP 2. So we have 2 examples here. Okay, we have 3, 4 examples. Okay, we have plenty. I will do 1 or 2, and the rest you will be doing. Okay, just assume there was a question that can we use text value in the VLOOKUP? So here is the example. Okay, just assume that we have this data source. So we have this data source, right? So, and this is the data that we want to retrieve. So based on the employee code, so these are the employee code. I want to extract these values. For example, Q111. So where is Q111? This is the Q111, and against the Q111, I should have got Nadeem. In the name, department is QCT, designation is supervisor, and the basic pay is 20,000. So these are the values that I'm looking for, and that is based on Q111. So what I need to do is equal to VLOOKUP function. So D16 is the value, right, that I'm looking for. This I need to search, and from where this is the data source, right, and from which column name should be returned, and this column number 2. Just I'm pressing column number 2 and click OK. So look at here, I'll get Nadeem. Similarly, is equal to VLOOKUP, right, Q111, then this is the data source, comma 2, comma 2 or comma 3, and that's it. So I will get the QCT. Similarly, designation, VLOOKUP, right? So this is the text value, this is the employee code, this is the data source, comma, and from second, third, fourth, this is the designation 4, and I have got this value, and it's equal to VLOOKUP, and this is the value we need to look into, and this is number 5. So look at here, Nadeem, QCT, supervisor 2. Once I have got the value that I'm looking for. So what you need to do is do it again. I'm just okay. I'm giving you 45 seconds to reapply this function, VLOOKUP function, right, and get the desired value from this data source. Okay, 45 seconds, do it. Okay. From where I get the question box?
bar, gray color का bar double click करो. इसको hide कर. को top पे देखो questions.
No, I don't have any.
Yeah, we were looking for questions.
Yes, sir, looking for questions. Or I'm looking for the responses whether they have done it.
One person has done it. How many will be? Now. 3, 4.
Okay, 3, 4.
Yeah, more coming.
Okay, more are coming. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let's do it in a different way. Now assume that few of the values, they don't exist. Okay, now let me do it in a different way. We look up, and this is the value, right? And that value need to be fixed because this time I will be copying the formula. This is one of the tricky part, that which range need to be fixed and which not to be fixed. So comma, this is the data source that I need to use in order to find this, comma, and in this case 2, and click enter. So copy that. I will get all of these because I need to change this one. So this is column 3, this is column 4, and this is column 5, this is column 5, right? So that is the case. Now, this is the drop-down list I have developed. Okay, why it is not moving? Okay, maybe let me write A111. The value entered is not valid. Okay. Okay, kindly do one thing with me. This is something that we need to. Okay. There is a data validation that I have applied on this very cell, which is D16. So I need to remove it first, and then I will be manually entering the value in this data source. So do this step with me. What if, okay, I'm saying it again that I want to remove this drop down list from this cell, follow the steps. So select D16, click the data tab, then the data, go to the data tools, and then the data validation, and the data validation box, dialog box. On the lower left corner of the box, there is a clear all. Click the clear all. Now clear all, click OK. So this drop down list is gone, right? I will come back to that how we will develop this drop down list in the handy features exercise. So I will discuss that. Don't worry, I will discuss that, right? So this is how to remove it. Now 8111, just 8111, we might get Ali ADM Manager 1800. We use say P111. So Wali, and we'll get the same answer. Yes, so far so good. So M111. Now look at here. M111 is in the data source, that is Zahir, but we get Ali here. So there is a problem here, and that is the problem I'm referring to Zan question, I guess. So Zan was telling that he has used in this example a projector as the VLOOKUP column, the lookup column, and trying to find the value of this. So this need to be sorted out in an ascending order. So here is the problem in this data set. So M111, this is the M111. We should have got Zaid here, but we have got Ali here. So this is the problem. So what we need to do is we need to sort this data. We need to sort this data with respect to employee code in order to get the right answer, the correct answer. So what we need to do, just click one, and then we have already done in first session how to sort this data. So if anyone doesn't know how to do that, just go back, refer back to session 1. So we have discussed this, how to sort this data. So we have the employee code and A to Z. This your data is now sorted, and accordingly your data is retrieved as it should be. Name is Zahid for M111, Zahid, MKT assistant. Now this is the right data. So I think this is very, very important. Whenever you are using the VLOOKUP function, the XLOOKUP function, the lookup function in an approximate manner, then your data source has to be sorted with respect to lookup column. So that is the important thing to remember. Now, there is another important aspect to the VLOOKUP function. I'm stressing more on VLOOKUP function because this is one of the most important function that accounting is used. So we have a question?
Kamal was saying I missed the last class. Can I have the recorded video? Yes, the recorded video is available. I'll just share the link with you. SN Iqbal is saying I think this can also be resolved if you use false as lookup range. So if you do an exact.
So that's not a question. I'm actually this is my next topic.
Ahmad Akhlaq is saying pop-down values not working. Please repeat. Where Q111 is mentioned, pop-down values. How to create pop-up for VLOOKUP.
Okay, fine. Just ignore those questions because we will be answering these questions in a later part of this webinar. So only for those, there is one thing that those who are unable to use this, I just remove this drop-down list from here. How to remove? Select D16, go to Data tab, then Data Validation, and Data Validation. Then you have the clear all option right over here. If you click here and click OK, you will get this validation removed, right? So I will discuss in detail that how you can apply or how you can develop a drop-down list a bit later in this webinar, right? Okay. Now, the second part that you don't want to use the approximate mode, then we should be using the exact mode. And the point is there are two options that for a data set that is mostly consists of the text. That is, for example, in this particular case, we always use VLOOKUP with a false option in an exact mode. For normally, in majority of the cases, when the data set consists of numeric values, then we normally use the approximate mode. And again, it is depend on the nature of the problem that we are dealing with. So the nature of the problem will suggest itself that which type of VLOOKUP should be used. But for a rule of thumb, when the lookup column is having a value which are text-based, then you should be using VLOOKUP function with the false option, means the exact mode. And if you are focusing on the exact mode, then the requirement of sorting your data is no more. So that is again a key point. When you are using the exact option, there is no need to sort your data. So whenever you are using VLOOKUP with an approximate mode, the requirement is the data set has to be sorted with respect to the VLOOKUP column, the lookup column. But if you are using the VLOOKUP function with an exact mode, then there is no need to sort your data. So, for example, now I will be using, I'm extending this problem now. I'm using, for example, I'm using now for false option, right? I'm using, this is for false options, right? Okay, I'm just giving two. false. Okay. For example, I'm using Z111 and Z111 does not exist anymore, right? Now, if I click enter, because I've converted this VLOOKUP function into an exact mode, exact matching mode, this will give me an NA. And the remaining two, I haven't used the approximate mode, so I got the answer. But the question is, in majority of the cases, or rather in most of the cases, the requirement is that we don't need NA. In the case of numeric value, if we have NA and we are trying to apply some other functions, and because of NA, that function won't apply. So what we want to do is we want to remove NA and instead put something else. In my last webinar, when I discussed the logical function, which is if, nested if, etc., etc., I've very briefly highlighted about the if error function. So what I will be doing, I will be using an if error function in order to remove NA and put something else, right? So if error function, if error function is a function, if error function is a function which is used for error handling. So if we have an error in our formula or a function, and instead of that error, we want to put something else on that cell. So for example, in this case, we have Z111 that does not exist in this data source, and we don't want to have NA. Instead, we say data does not exist, no data, we don't have any information, and anything textual in nature, more meaningful in nature. So what we need to do is a very simple stuff. Just let me first writing it here. If error, then the function, and then the value we want to put. The value we want to put. So this is very simple. If error, so function, in this particular case, we are using a VLOOKUP function, and that VLOOKUP function is now giving us an error, which is an NA. So this function is giving us an error. If this is an error, this will be true. And in that case, we don't want NA, instead we want this particular value. So what I will be doing, before the VLOOKUP function, I'm using the if error function. Now if error function, so this is the function, this is all the function, and after that, I just want, for example, no data found. And for text value, you need to put, the text has to be in the quotes. So if error function, if this function will give us an error, that is the value we want to put instead of an error message. So if this VLOOKUP function will give you an error, then the error should be not the NA, instead no data found. So click enter, so we have no data found. So similarly, you can do this for as well, and again if error, and we have this time no info, right? And that's it. So you can use this if error function for majority of the functions. So now it's an exercise time. Example number 2. So I've already applied this formula and function, just delete that. Now, assumption is that this is the account number you are seeking from this, and 1040 against 1040 you have the marking trade shows or whatever. So whatever the number you will be looking at, you want to have a account description. So just write a formula, VLOOKUP function in order to get the account description. I'm giving you 30 seconds. If there is any question, we can answer those questions. If you have any question, it's question time.
Is there any other function to do so? Is there any other function to do so?
Is there any other function? What do you mean?
No, like I'm saying, is there another function to do what you're trying to do? For me to find your index or something.
Yes, yes.
We look at that later. Is it necessary that the lookup value must be in your first column of the data set? What if we need to look backwards?
Okay, we will try to answer that question in our index match combination. Okay, I hope you have done it. Okay. I hope you have done this. Now, what we will be doing? The remaining questions is for your break time. So when we will go for a break, in the meantime, you will be doing this. Okay, now coming back to the lookup function. So lookup function. So lookup, okay, before going to the lookup function, I'm just to say that I'm not discussing the XLOOKUP function, right? I'm just giving you the demo that how XLOOKUP function is we can use. If you know the VLOOKUP function, I can guarantee you that you know XLOOKUP function. There is only a difference of the layout of the data source, right? Here we have the vertical data source, and there we have the horizontal data source. Here we have the column index, there we have the row index, right? That is the only difference between the XLOOKUP and the VLOOKUP function. So what I will be doing is, I'm just giving you some of the demo. If you go through all of these, you can easily see that this is almost the same, almost identical. The only difference is the layout of the data source. If you look at this, this is the bonus target, this is the bonus amount, as we have in this VLOOKUP value. This is the data source. If you look at this in VLOOKUP 1, we have the data source like this, but in XLOOKUP we have the data source like this. We just need to transpose this data from horizontal to vertical or vertical to horizontal. That is the only difference. Now I'm just typing it. Now the XLOOKUP function is the same. This is the XLOOKUP function. This is the lookup value, and from this data source I need to look up these values, and by default this value is to be searched from the first row, as in the VLOOKUP column, the first column, and the second row I need to data retrieve from. So then I have entered, so I've got 50 because 0 and 50, that is actually the case. So 0 to 900, 99, I should have got 50, and I got the 50. So this is the demo, and again, when we are going for a break, then you will be trying to do this.
I think people are very hungry. They're saying, Shadab Hussain is saying, what is Power Query? What is Power Pivot Table? How can we be helpful? And he's saying, what is array formula? So, a lot to discuss here. I think let's quickly.
Okay, for this we have a long series, maybe 3-4 more sessions on this. Okay, be steady and be patient. We will be focusing, we will be dealing with topics later, right? Oh, okay, I guess that is done. Now the lookup concept. The lookup is, okay, let me wait for it.
Cosec has asked a question. And this is VLOOKUP, so I wanted it to answer now. Saying VLOOKUP function only looks for the first reference value in the data set, not for all values. So for example, if a text value Apple has 4 reference values like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, VLOOKUP will only bring the value 1 every time. How can we overcome this problem?
Okay, every function has certain strengths and weaknesses. There are certain strengths of VLOOKUP, right? And these are very handy. But in some cases, it is not viable to use a VLOOKUP function. We should use the lookup value, lookup function. And where lookup function fails, we have the index match combination. So just wait, we might be able to answer your question in this example, right? Or maybe you will get your answer by yourself. Okay, this is the lookup concept again. Now we have the data set is somewhat isolated. We have 3 different ranges. We have the first range, we have the second range, and we have the third range. So these are isolated. Now these are not a single data source. These are 3 different multiple data sources, right? So what I want to do is, we cannot use the VLOOKUP function, we cannot use the XLOOKUP functions. Now we are using the lookup function. Now, for this particular case, just delete those 2. So we have the 8. I'm just giving you very quickly lookup value, find what, and then the range. Let me write find what from where, range, and then retrieval range. So in fact, we have 3 different ranges. One is find what, other is from where, and the third one the retrieval range. So let me very quickly, we have is equal to VLOOKUP, not VLOOKUP, sorry, this time we have the lookup. We have the lookup, we have to look up this value from where we have here. We want to look up from this value, from this range, and from where we have to get the data from this data source. Now look at here, if I click OK, I've got the LCD, and if I have to get the price, then I need to do the lookup, this value, and then from where range is this, and from the retrieval range is this one. So if I click OK, then I will get the right answer. So what we need to do, we have isolated range. The VLOOKUP is, the data source is the same, only need to provide the column references. But in this case, we have the lookup range somewhere else, the retrieval range is somewhere else. It's need to be okay, they need to be uh, they need to be together or they need to be isolated, maybe in the same worksheet, maybe in multiple worksheet. You can use it from here, right? So I think we have done a lot of on the lookup functions, the VLOOKUP, the HLOOKUP, and the lookup function. We are going for a 10 minutes break, right? And after this break, in the meantime, there are few exercises remain. You need to go for it, right? Apply all this exercise maybe now or maybe uh, after the webinar. So we are going for a 10 minutes break now. So in the meantime, you try to do all of this. And if you have any questions, we will try to answer those after the break. And after the break, we will be focusing on index and match function, right? So let's have a break of about 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. I'm answering your question. You can't hear any voice because we are on a break. And before the break, the trainer gave a small assignment, and everybody else is busy doing that. I think we are about to end the break, so in about a minute we'll resume. Just wait now.
Okay, fine. Let's resume, and I hope you have done this. Arun, if there are a few questions to answer.
It's that there only one question that has already been asked. So how can we against a particular category search?
Okay, fine. There are two ways to do that. One is that if there, the question is that if we have multiple prices against the one product, how we can use identify a particular price. There are two ways to do this. Number one is that either you can use the lookup function. I just mentioned that lookup function, you can identify a particular price range that need to be identified. You can use that range using the lookup function, or you can use the index match function that we will about to discuss, right? So that is actually the case. So yes, I totally agree that VLOOKUP function has certain limitation, and that is one of the limitation that VLOOKUP function is applied only one data source and has a tabular format. If we want to have a data retrieval from some a different data source, VLOOKUP function will fail. Now let's move to the index match function. So first of all, we will be focusing just the basics of index function, and then the match function, and then we will combine them together to overcome some of the limitations of VLOOKUP function. Okay, so the index function first. Okay, whenever we have the index function, we want to apply the index function. Assume one thing, that if you have this data source, look at this data source. I've selected this data source, and assuming now that this data source is converted into a matrix form. I'm not saying it is, but just assume that it is converted into a matrix form. So this data source has 5 rows, sorry, 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 columns, and there are number of rows 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So if you want to retrieve data from this matrix, for example, 4th row and 4th column. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4th row, and this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you want to retrieve a supervisor from this data source, so 4th row and 4th column will return the supervisor, right? So this is actually the basic of index function. For example, I'm just saying index. So index, this is the range. So this will be converted into a matrix, and I want to have 4th row and 4th column. So 4th row and 4th column should give me a supervisor. So this is the basic of the index function. So index function, we will provide a range. That range is now converted, not converted, just assume that this will become a matrix, and from a particular row and column a combination you want to retrieve this data. So that is the basics of the index function. Now, the match function. The match function will not give you the data within the data source, but it will provide you the relative reference, the positions of the data source that exists in that particular range. For example, if you look at, we have employee code, name, department designation, and basic pay. I want to know that name is located on which point of or which position of this data range. For example, look at here, for example, employee code. I want to know that employee code exists in this data, in this range, the position, what is the position of employee code in this range? So I'm using the match function. So match function, I want to match what? I want to match employee code. So the next is the lookup array. So this is my lookup array. So I want to know that employee code, what is the position of employee code in this particular range. So employee code, this is the first, so it should give me the give me 5. So what I need to do is I need to use the exact match, I guess. Okay, yes, that's it. That is the case. So similarly, I want to get the name is equal to match. Match what? Match name. From which data source? From this data source. And what is the relative position of name in this particular range? So I want to have the exact match and click enter. So I've got to. So this is what match function will do. Now, I will be using index and match function together to replicate the VLOOKUP function. So this will become a more powerful function. It will give you the flexibility and the power, not to specify the column index, right? You will be using the table headers within the function, so that you will not be using the column index. And the question that I've just answered a couple of minutes ago, then whenever you will have a different price combination, just tag use the price index, right, in the very function, then you will be able to get the desired result. Okay, fine. Let me do it for you here very quickly. So for example, this is again the same answer, Q111. I want to locate Q111 from here, right? This will give me the relative position. I've just mentioned the match function. This is the match function. I want to find this. Find what? The position of Q111 from which range? From this range. And I want to use match as an exact match. So this will give me the fourth. So this, I have the fourth value. So Q111, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the fourth value. Now I want to find Nadeem. So how should I do this? So this is the match function. Again, match function, I want to find name. This will give me this value, right? This is the name, the location is the 2, and then I will be using the same thing, the designation. This is the fourth one. This is the fifth one. And look at this. I've just mentioned here that I'm locating these values in order to find out what is the position of the basic pay, what is the designation, and so that I can get the matrix value from that is to be used with index. So look at here. This is the formula that I'm using, and I'm rewriting it. Delete this, and this is how we should use index. So this is the data source, right? So this is the data source, and I need to fix it. Now, from where I need to match what? I need to match, for example, Q111, and I need to fix it. This is function 4, right? And I need to find it from where? I need to get the relative position of Q111 from this, right? I need to fix it as well. Then I will be using the exact match, right? So this will give me the column reference that from where I need to get tuple 1. So the second is comma, then the match. I need to find what? I need to find this one, right? And similarly, I don't need to fix it because I need to copy this formula. Right, I need to do this. I need to fix it. Comma, then there is a 0, and that is actually the case. So this gives me the mean, and if we drag it down, so this is actually the case. So the dean QCT supervisor and dean QCT supervisor in 2000. So this is the formula, and this is the index match combination. You can use this function in a variety of ways. From these are for your exercises. Just do it for me. So I'm giving you a minute, right, in order to get the price from this data source based on these two values. So we have the sweater, we have the medium. This is the sweater, right, and this is the sizes, right. Based on these values, you need to find the price matrix. So I think that is the question.
Yes, they answered the question. Two little questions. So Faiza is saying match can only be used for column number, finding column number.
It can be used for the row as well.
Amir is saying people also use VLOOKUP with index or match. Please explain how we use this. VLOOKUP with index or match.
Okay. Now we have just identified that index and match combination.
And while you're answering the question, people can continue finding out the prices of sweaters.
Yes, they should be there. Okay. Try to find this, right? So in the meantime, I'm trying to answer the questions. Okay. There are variety of ways we can use the index function. We can also use the VLOOKUP function and the match function, right? It again depends on the problem that we are having. Okay, I'm just giving you a very simple.
Yeah, people want to see the formula.
Okay, so
and Kaushik is saying why use match twice in the formula that you've written. So one is for.
Okay, I've just pointed out a couple of minutes ago. Look at this. Look at this. So this is the range that we are having. So this will become the matrix, and from this matrix, I want to get the value from a particular row and find. So match twice. One is for finding the row number, and my second match is to get the value of the column reference. So
that answers for Faiza's question as well. So yes, you can find rows and columns.
Yes, right. Okay, very quickly, I will try to give you one very simple example that I'm using now VLOOKUP function with a match function, right? So let me get this for you very quickly. Control C, and I'm trying to answer somewhere here. So I'm using the VLOOKUP function with the match function, and see how it will give us an opportunity not to providing the column index. So this will become very handy that sometime you try to say insert certain column within the data source, and the column index, the whole VLOOKUP function that you have been applied, it will get disturbed. But if you are using the VLOOKUP function with the index function, then the function will provide you again the correct answer if you are using the match function with a VLOOKUP function. So very, very quickly, I will show you how to get this thing done. VLOOKUP function. I want to find this, right? So this is, so I need to fix it, F4, comma. So this is the data source that I'm looking for, K4, I need to fix it as well. And from, now here, what I need to do is, I need to locate which is the column index. So I will be using the match here, match function. And now I'm matching what? I need to match this with this particular data source. So I want to find out match this value, which is actually the name, that what is the relative position of name in this range. So this should give me a 2. So this will be a column index. And again, this is 0. And then again, this is for 0 for the case, and then enter. So I will get the name. So if I drag it down, so there is, I don't need to change the column index. So match is the function that will give you the column index by itself, right? So that is actually the case. So I hope you have done this thing, and some of you, they want to know the function. So this is the function.
Imran is asking, what is the extra benefit of using match with VLOOKUP? You just explained it, but
yes, I've just explained it that you need to specify the column index in simple VLOOKUP. If you use VLOOKUP with match, then there is no need to provide the column index. The match function is used to get the column index for you. And the greater benefit is that if the data source is changed by increasing or by deleting a certain column or inserting a column, then you need to fix manually if you use simple VLOOKUP function. So match will automatically done.
It's like a variable search versus a fixed search. So
yes,
if you're using
yes.
a plain VLOOKUP function, you're using a fixed search
Yes,
by
yes.
giving the coordinates of a particular.
Yes,
So
yes.
column reference or
Yes, fine. Yes,
row reference. But in this case, match is finding the exact column reference and the row reference.
That is actually the case.
Yeah.
So that is actually the case.
Kaushik is saying, does index match address to multiple reference values the same cell value? Index match.
Index match what?
Address multiple reference values of same cell value. Kaushik, can you please explain the question again? Thank you, Imran. Got the answer. Great. Kaushik, we are looking for your comment again. Can you explain the question? Can we write down the formula in the meanwhile for finding the price of the sweater?
Okay.
To find out the done.
Fine. Very, very simple. This is the index function. So this is actually what we are aiming at, right? So comma, then we have the match function. Match what? Match first of all the sweater with the range is this one, and comma 0, we want to look for the exact match. Then we are aiming at to find the match. Match is what you need to match this and match it from here, and then again the exact match, and we should okay, something is missing. Match 0, and I guess okay, so that so 350 sweater and medium, sweater and medium. So look at this. So this is 350. So sweater medium. This is the cross section. This is the sweater. This is the medium and the bottom side. So similarly, if you have jackets, so if this is the jacket and medium, this is the jacket and this is the medium, we get 600. So that, I think that is actually the case.
Yeah.
So if any question, I'm concluding this. So
Yes, I think Kaushik is just explaining, saying his previous question was VLOOKUP function only looks for the first reference value in the data set, not for all values when you use the simple VLOOKUP. For example, if a text value Apple has 4 reference values, 1, 2, 3, and 6, VLOOKUP will only bring 1 every time. How can we overcome this problem? And then he's saying, can index match address this problem? Yes, this is exactly what we've demonstrated,
Yes.
that if you want to overcome this problem of only finding the first value, number 1, or number 2, only finding values on a fixed column index or row reference index, this is what we try to address through index match.
Okay, fine. Let's conclude this. We have just covered the very
saying, please share how to fix the cell via shortcut. F4, my friend Rashid. Take your cursor to the range. This is the basic question. Press F4. Please look at our previous videos where we have explained this.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'm just
Abdul Basit
saving
wants to
it.
see the formula. Abdul Basit, you will get this worksheet and you can then press it.
So I'm just saving this, right? So I've saved it, and the ACCA will provide you the link of the solved exercises. So let's go to the text functions very quickly. Let's use this. Open the text function file. Very quickly, let's go through these, some of the very handy functions that we should know. And these functions normally used for data cleaning purposes, formatting purposes, data presentation purposes, right? So let's go about it. For example, this is the value. Okay, just I'm using ACCA Pakistan, right? ACCA Pakistan. So I'm not using the other one, now this one. So what I need to do is I need to extract ACCA, right, from this. So what I need to do is I need to use the left function. So left function is the function that is used to extract some text from a given text value. So left text, so we have A12, and in A12 we have ACCA Pakistan, and from ACCA Pakistan we want to extract only ACCA. So what we need to do is we need to press how many characters do we have. ACCA consists of 4 characters, just type 4 and you will see what will happen. We have get the ACCA. Now we want to extract Pakistan from ACCA Pakistan. From this cell, I want to extract Pakistan, so this will become RIGHT, right? So right function will extract the number of characters from this, and PAKISTN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 characters for Pakistan, and if you use, we have the Pakistan here. So similarly, we want to say only AP. We want to get the AP from ACCA Pakistan. So we have to mid function, left function extract the left value, right function extract the right value. Mid function is the more flexible function, and that is used to get whatever value you want to extract from a given value. So mid function means, so ACCA Pakistan, we want to get A and B. So what means the start number is 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th is the starting location. From 4 and how many characters? 1, 2, 3. So we want these many characters. So 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3. So sorry, 3. So from this we want to extract this A and this B, including the space. So starting from location 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4th is the starting position, and how many characters from here? We want to extract 1, 2 and 3. So 3 characters. So if I do this, I will get the AP. So sometimes you want to convert this text into an uppercase, so it's very, very simple. So this is the upper one. So use the upper function. And we have this case, so we have ACCA Pakistan. We want to convert it into the lowercase. The lowercase, this is the lowercase. And you see we have ACCA Pakistan. We want to convert it into proper case. So proper case means that every word of the sentence is the first character is capital and the rest are the small one. So this is a proper one. So this is what A2, this becomes ACCA Pakistan. And so we have left, right, mid, upper, lower, proper. Now the concatenate. For example, we have ACCA here, Pakistan here, and we want to join it together once again. So we can use a function concatenate. So concatenate is the function that is used to combine two or more than two strings together. So ACCA, then comma, we want a space, so we need to use the space, and then we have the Pakistan, and you will see what the answer we have got back, ACCA Pakistan together.
Can I give them a challenge question?
Yes.
This is the question that when I was learning programming, or not programming, I was learning Lotus 1, 2, 3, this was given to me as an assignment.
Okay.
So American format names and British format names. So let's suppose it's Khurram Khan. In American format, it's Khan, Khurram. I mean, let them do it. Khurram, I know you can do it, but
that is Khurram, and this is Khan.
yeah. So we want this in American format. Can anybody? I mean, this is a challenge question. I'll send a gift to somebody who can, using a formula, not Khurram, not you. Please don't think. Yeah.
No, I'm not giving you.
Khurram, Khan. It has to be Khurram, Khan.
Okay.
American. A gift for somebody who can do this. And all the functions that Khurram has just explained, these are the functions to be used. So you can try doing that. Yeah.
There is one
LEN.
There is one more function that we need to. Okay, there is one more function that is required, and that is. No, I think this is more than enough.
Length. No.
No, there is no length in it. I think that's more than enough.
Okay, they can do it with these many functions.
Yes, I know, but for those, let it be is equal to, there is another function which is len, and len is the length function that will provide us the number of characters that exist in a particular string. So this is 13. Yes, you're right. We do require the length function.
The length function. How we find the first space, how many characters in Khurram, all this has to be variable.
Okay, just hold this challenge task for time being, because there is another very important function that is required in order to do this, and that is the find function.
Fine, okay, all right.
There is one more function.
Emily Clark is saying one question in concatenate. My friend, it's concatenate, not concrete. Can we combine more than two values?
Okay, just hang on. I will do it for just okay. For the Harun Jan challenge question, there is one more function that need to be understood. I think for that you need to know the find function. So find function is a function that is used to find the location of a particular text value.
Of a particular character in a string.
Yes, a particular character in a string. So for example, I need to find P in ACCA Pakistan. So what I need to do, I need to use the find function. So this is find. For example, I need to use the where P located in ACCA Pakistan, and this is the text. This should give me a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So what if we just explain them the concept and let them do it themselves, and we'll move on. Right?
Okay.
How will they do it? They'll find the first space.
Okay, try to do it yourself, because we don't have time. We have many things to do,
Okay.
but this is okay. Now we have done find. So there is another similar function, that is the search. The search function again is similar to find. The only difference is, I think, search is case sensitive and find is case insensitive. That is only the difference between the two, but it is the same search, and that I need to find P, right? And that is from where? From this. So I should get 6. So
Try small.
So try the small p. Maybe find is the one. Okay, yes. So find is actually case sensitive, search is not. So find is a function that is case sensitive in nature. It evaluates the cases as well, but search is not. That is the only difference between the two. So there is another function which is known as the REPT function. Okay, just type, for example, A here, and I want to repeat A number of times. So what I need to do is REPT, and then this is the text. This is the text that I want to repeat how many times? For example, 4 times. So this is B, so I will get A. It has a very interesting use. REPT, it has a very interesting use. I've used this to develop a chart with not a chart, with not a chart feature. So some, for example, I have few values. I have 10, I have 20, I have 35, I have 5. Just type few values. Let's say 29, 56, 87, 12, and something. For example, if you want to say to demonstrate these value pictorially, then what you need to do is you can use the REPT function. I want to use, for example, the I or the L, then comma, this is, and then enter, and you will see what I will get. I will get some sort of an inbuilt chart, in-cell chart. So this is one of the uses of the REPT function, right? So we have length and we have the text function. Okay, so this is the text function. So sometimes, okay, so do we have any questions so far? Do we have any questions so far from the text functions?
Check. No.
So we don't have any questions so far. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay.
We can ask them to take questions, but we can answer them later. We can
No, fine, fine. Okay, sometime we have these sort of values and we want to transform these values into this form. So we may use of the text functions. So this is the period. So this is the text function 1, 2, 3, and we want to have align our values by prefixing certain zero values. We want to have these values. Look at this; these are not aligned. We want to use the prefixes the zero values. So this is the way to do it. Text A2 and so on and so forth, and we will get the desired value. So there are certain interesting usage of text function that you may look into. For example, 0, 1, 0, 1, and we have 2019. So this is the text value. This is the date value, and I want to get a certain text format of this date. For example, I want to get the month. So this is the text function, and this is the value, and I want it for example, M. I want to get the month number from this. So I will get 1. So this is the 1st January. I want to use it double M. So what will I get? I will get this one. If I use triple M, you see what will happen. I will get January, and say if I want to have the complete name, I have the fourth one. So this is single M, double M, triple M, and 4M. So you can have multiple formats like this. Similarly, you can have get the date. So we have the TEXT, we have this one, then we have the single D. So you will get the first, then we have the 2 DD, will get the 01, and then we have the third D. So I've got Tuesday, and if you have 4D, you can have the Tuesday. So this is a few of the use of text function. I think if we don't have any question, let's move to the next exercise. I think we don't have any question on this. Very good, very good. But Harun Jan questions, the challenge task is still there. You can use these functions in order to get the desired result. But in about 10 minutes, I will get you a very simple way of meeting the challenge of Mr. Harun without using these functions. Okay. But the challenge is still there. You should apply this function in order to get those. So you need to build a logic for that. So I'm saving it. Okay, fine. You might be using it. Okay, so PMT function. Okay, fine.
Doesn't open up the file. Which file do you open up?
Okay, I'm opening up PMT, PPMT, and IPMT file. So this is the name of the file. So this
For
is
those who have joined late, the files that we are working on are available as handouts as well.
some of the
And
files,
announced,
not all.
There are at least 3 files that I've uploaded. So the 3 files that you've just used, they're uploaded as well.
Okay, fine. Okay, so these are some of the functions which we normally use to develop a schedule for a loan maybe, right? So PMT, IPMT, and PPMT function, these are the 3 functions that we will be using. Try to understand first, and then we will develop this schedule there and then. The reason I'm using this function, because I will be using this function in my other what if analysis part, right? So, for example, we want to get a loan from a bank of worth 2 lakhs. The period in years is two years, and at the rate of 20%, we want to calculate the number of installment. So this is the fixed installment that we need to pay. The function is very simple. So is equal to PMT function. So PMT function is for monthly payment, monthly fixed payment, constant payment. The first argument is the rate. So rate is the 20%. So we are talking about monthly, but this is the annual interest rate. So what we need to do, we need to multiply it by 12, comma, and then we have the NPER. NPER stands for the number of period or the duration that we have. So we have 2 years. Again, we are talking about months. So we need to multiply this by 12. And then we have the present value, and the present value is 200,000. So this is the present value, and the rest are the optional arguments. So if I click, I will get this much if at the rate of 20% per annum for the period of 2 years. If I get a loan of 2 lakh, I will be paying 10,179.16 amount to the bank. That is the monthly installment. So I have used this function here, the same function. So you might be wondering that we have something, the format is different. So what actually we need to do is we need to multiply it by, or just put the minus sign here and click OK, and you will see that I will get this. So, and I've changed the format to general, so that is actually the case. So let me do it for you as well, just writing me the schedule. So this is PMT function, PMT function, I'm doing it again. This is the rate is per annum, and because I need to copy this formula, so I need to fix it. I fix it, divided by 12, comma, then I have the NPR, which is this. Again, I need to fix this. I need to multiply it by 5, multiply it by 12, comma, and then the present value is this. So again, I need to fix this. So I need to fix this. So I will get, and again, I need to say, put the minus sign in order to do so. So this is what it is. So I will get this constant values. Now I want to get the interest on this. So what will be the on this amount? So I will get IPMT function. So the rate is this much, fix it, then divided by 12, comma, the next is the period. Period means that for which period we are aiming at. So the first month, the interest rate for the first month is E6, and I don't want to fix it because I need to copy the formula to calculate the second, third, fourth month. So this will stays the same. Then the NPR the duration. So we need to fix it, and then multiply it by 12. And then we have the present value, with the present value is this. And again, we need to fix it. And that's it the case. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, so actually the parentheses go wrong. So we have got this value. So this is what it is. And then we have the PPMT, the principal amount, the contribution of the principal amount in, we can use it through PPMT. Again, the rate is this one. Again, we need to fix it, divide by 12, comma, we have the period is this one, so we don't need to fix it. And the NPR is this, need to fix it, multiplied it by 12, comma, and then we have the present value, and again we need to fix it. That is actually what is need to be done. So if you do that, you have a schedule, and that says the monthly installment we are paying it, and in that installment we are paying this much of interest and this much of principal. And if you add them together, you will get 10,179. So that is what is the case. So this is the financial function, IPMT, PPMT, and PMT. So very simple. The reason I am using this formula because I will be using this function in my what if analysis part. So I am just finishing it. No questions so far in this? I guess no questions. I think it's very simple, and there should not be any question on this.
Then what about losing? Why need to fix the amount?
Why need to fix the amount? The answer is very simple, that these are the values need to be used within the function, and if you copy this function down, this will be goes down. So that is the reason we need to fix it. The answer is very simple, because these are the main values which are used to calculate the monthly installment or
That's what we're saying. If we have rate change in the term.
okay, if you want to change it from here. So this is, for example, 15%, just change 15%, all things will be changed. If you change the amount, for example, to 300,000, the values will be changed. If you want to change the duration, now the whole schedule will be changed.
Okay, Rashid is asking basic questions. Rashid, I suggest you go and watch the recording of the first two sessions. Mohammed Shiraz is saying, what if the period or percentage gets revised? You just answer that?
Yes, answer those. And again, few of the questions of this nature will be dealt in my what if analysis part. So,
Okay, so you're saying,
be patient, be patient. So one way is to just to change it, change these values.
Mohammed Yahya is saying, what if it's a compound interest?
So that might be, we will be using some other financial functions. So that is out of the context right now.
This is for fixed interest.
Yes, that is only for the fixed one, right? Okay, I'm closing it down again, saving it, and now I'm using certain handy feature. Okay. Okay, go to the first one, the handy Excel features. So I think I will 25 minutes on this. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, fine.
No other questions, so. Which website? Usman Khan. Usman.
Which website?
What do you mean, Usman?
No, it's not the website, right? It's actually the handy Excel feature. Open this and the first worksheet named web table. Okay, fine. So these are some of the handy things that you should know. I found it very, very important in my various trainings that these are the FAQ questions, frequently asked questions, right?
Sorry, just have to make another announcement for those who have joined late and they don't know which files you're working on. Look at your chat boxes. I've just sent another message to everyone. There's a link in there. Click on this link and you'll see all the 7 files uploaded there. Download the file that we are working on, and the file that we're working on right now is
handy Excel features.
Handy Excel features. We have a couple of questions related to PFG. Do we ask them now or otherwise
No,
we'll wait for them?
no, we are running out of time. Maybe we will ask. We will. Oh, okay.
Only a couple by one.
Okay, fine. Since we are running out of time, we are short of time, and we have to do something else. There is I have requested the members that if you have any questions, that do email me. Then I will personally giving them the responses, right? So in the end, I will be given my email address, and you can email your questions, and I will try to answer those questions, right? So be patient. So you will get your questions answered, but not now. Okay, fine. Handy Excel feature, the first is the web tables. So sometimes what is required and maybe needed that you have to find interesting table in the web, and you want to import that table directly from the web to your Excel sheet. So it's a very easy way to do that. So one of the link that I have already taken here, I've been using. So http://www.homeandlearn. This is a very good website, and this is the table that I want to import it from their website. So in order to do that, what you need to do, you need to use the data tab, and then data tab from web, from web, what you need to do is you need to just click that, just for example, first of all, you need to copy it, Control C, click the data tab, from get external data from web, and from web you will have this new web query. Now in this part, address, just what you need to do is you need to copy this. Okay, copy, it's not working, it's not copying. Why it's not copying? Control C. Okay, it should be working now. From web, Control V. Okay, let me some Control C. Is it working? Yes, it is working. Fine here, but not in the browser. From text. So
Which browser are you using?
The built-in the Excel browser, which is maybe right click. It's not pasting. It's not allowing me to paste. Let me do it again. Does it allow? No. Okay, let me write it by myself. HTTP, in order to save time, www.home and learn.co.uk, not pk, /me/web query1.htm. So I've just typed it, click go, and if the website is correct, yes, it is correct. So this is the table that is there. So what we have done, so you find few of the arrows, white arrows, yellow arrows, whatever data that you want to put in, import in, you need to select those. For example, I need to only get this data. So I just click it and click
Farooq has given the solution also.
Okay.
Saying, so once we edit the cell with the web link, you'll have to click it to copy the cell and select the link and then copy it. It will be pastable in the browser.
Okay, fine.
Thank you. Thank you, Umar.
I'm doing all the time, but okay. Import it, and from where the data is being, and click OK, and you will see. We will in a minute we will get the data. So this is the data that we have get from what you call from the web, right? So this is one. This is the data form. Okay, the data form is sometime want to add data on this particular table, right? So I can add from, for example, 16 and something like this, MK118 and something like this. So right now this is a bit tedious for me. So what I want to do is I should have a form, a data form, that I want to use it for data entry purposes and for certain basic things. So what you need to do is you need to first activate a built-in data form. So how to activate a built-in data form? What you need to do is you need to click this from the quick access toolbar. So this is the quick access toolbar. For those who don't know what is the quick access toolbar, refer back to my first session on the basics of Excel, you will find it over there. So click this one and you will get somewhere in this pop-up menu, the more commands, click those, and then you have the popular commands. Now, not the popular commands, you find the all commands, and it will get all the commands the Excel has. So we need to get the form. So we should have form somewhere. So this is the form. So select this one. This is the form. Add it. Form, add it, and click OK. So when you click OK, you should get a form button right over here. So select any of the cells of this data source and then click this form, and you should get this one. So this is the data form. This will provide you the different options. You can add a new one, you can delete, you can find the previous one, you can set the criteria, etc., etc. So there are multiple uses of this form. So I'm just giving you one that I want to enter the new value. So serial number will be say 16, then employee code is, for example, MK11118. The name is, for example, Harun Khan, Harun. Then we have department is, for example, MKT. You have the joining date, for example. What is today's date is 12. We have 20-04-2019. We have the designation is the officer, for example. Status is full-time. And then basic pay maybe 30,000. And we have got this Harun marketing. So this is how you can use it, how you can initiate it. And this is a very handy feature now for those who are making data entries. Now the text to column is again a very simple stuff. So this is what we need to do is we need to say again we have used the text function. This is one of the alternative of the text function, that what we need to do is we need to get Wahid in one column, Shahzad in other column. So what we need to do is we just need to select all of these and click the data tab, and then we have text to column in the data tab. If you just click it, and then you have this text to column features dialog box coming in, and then you need to set the delimited, that it is either the fixed width or the delimited by something else. So it is delimited and delimited by the comma. So next one, so just uncheck it, and we have the comma as a delimited, and then we have the next one, and that is actually the case. And just finish it, and you will see we have the Wahid and the Shahzad. And here, this is one of the direction towards the task given to. If you have to do this, you can just using the concatenate function. Okay, I'm just giving you, this is concatenate Shahzad, comma, space, comma, and Wahid. And this is what actually I've missed the comma here, so I need a comma. So this is what Harun Saab is demanding, but only with the functions, not with this.
My connection is
Okay, now the third one is the remove duplicates. So assuming we have some sort of data, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, just let me copying this insert. So I want to have this 0, 0, Control C, and we have Control V. So this is actually the case, and I want to remove this duplication. It's very simple. That what you need to do is select one of these, then data, and we have the remove duplicates option. So we have the remove duplicate options. So what we need to do is there are, and Excel is asking that what actually we need to remove. So if we select all of those, so it means that we want the rows which have duplicated incomplete context. Means to say, if name, department, joining date have the same values, then delete all of these. If we uncheck, for example, we may have the name, department, joining date, and the rest, but the designation is different, it will not be removed. So, but for the sake of example, we need to check all of these. So it means that we want to delete all duplicates, all rows which have a duplicate values. So if I click OK, and we will see that we have found, we have deleted one other thing, right? So this is remove duplicate. Now this is the drop down point. So we want to develop a drop down on various cells or maybe a single cell. So what you need to do is we want to, these are the department and these are the values that we want to put in our drop down box. So what we need to do is the department select, for example, few values, a few cells, and we want to develop our drop down list on these cells. So click the data tab, go to the data validation, and in the data validation, the setting tab, allow, if you click at, you should find list, and list you can have a source. So either you can put the source, you can type the source, or you can select, these are the values, for example, this, and click OK. And this is actually, click OK, and you will have all these values. So you can add it from here. So same, right? So it's very, very simple and very, very straightforward. I've shown you how to remove this. So I've already done that. You can apply on designation and the status as well. You can do that. Right. Now,
Questions?
okay, questions. It's question time. I'm giving you 2-3 minutes for the questions.
Okay, 4 questions already. Kaushik is saying, but we can refresh those imported data continuously, like livestock market data table.
Okay, if you, okay, fine, I understand. There are some of the tables which are changing values all the time, maybe very hourly or maybe daily on a daily basis. The good thing about this is that there is a link associated, right? So whenever the new data is changed, is refreshed, the data will be changed automatically. So that is the good thing about this web query. So it is because it is hooked, it is linked with this data source. So whenever the data is changed, and when you open this or refresh your worksheet, it will be done automatically. So that is the good thing about it.
Okay, Irfan Sadiq is saying we couldn't understand the benefit of data form.
Data form, okay, the benefit of it's one of the, it is easy way to put the entry. It is good way to look at the data in isolation, a particular record in it, right? You can apply searching techniques, right? You can apply the search based on certain criteria. You can delete a particular record based on.
At times when you don't want people to access the sheet, either you just want them to enter data, they can be.
It's depends on your imagination, innovation. So I normally, is there any marker?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just give me a marker. I'm not using it a marker, but I know that this marker is used for writing something on the board, right? So this is the basic use of this marker. But I can assure you that how many participants do we have right now?
300.
About 300. So if I ask you a question that identify other uses of this marker other than writing, So you can identify, you can use it in variety of ways. So that is based on your imagination, creativity, and innovation.
Mohammed Salman is saying, can you please share the handouts? Salman, handouts have been shared a number of times. Go to your chat box, you will see a link there. Click on that link. That link has all the handouts available. Mohammed Saqib Ali Rashdi, how can we use remove duplicate function if all the row values are the same except serial number?
I've already pointed out that if you look at the remove duplicate option, so these are the thing that you need to understand. So if you check all of these boxes, it means that all the values in these rows has to be the same. For example, if you want to, if you uncheck all of these, for example, I'm checking this, right? Now, in this case, only those values will be deleted which have serial number, employee code, name, and joining date. If all these columns have the same values, only these rows will be deleted, right?
And they're permanently removed, yes?
Yes, they're permanently removed. There's no
Is there a way of finding out duplicates, extracting them?
There is finding way duplicates.
Yeah, we're just extracting duplicates, not deleting them.
Okay, then we need to look
There's
into
another way, yeah, there's this criteria.
Yes, there is a different way. Okay.
More questions, shall I ask?
We are running out of time.
One or two. Osama is saying for drop down, when you select an option, department, shouldn't the adjacent status and designation also be populated alongside? I'll give you three questions, choose whichever you want to answer. Next is Furqan Abdul Razak saying, can you please guide HLOOKUP? Is there a way to use HLOOKUP? Furqan, see the recording of the session when you explain what HLOOKUP does. Saqib Ali Rashdi is saying, find duplicates from conditional formatting. Is that possible?
Yes, it does, and I left it. Now we don't have time to answer that question. Okay, what I will do is that post me your question, and I will give you a sheet, and I will show you this that what is the way to do it, right? So I will provide you the answer in a different way. So just email me. My email address for those, let me write it, khurram it24@gmail.com. So khurram it24@gmail.com is my email address. Kindly send me your queries on this, and I will try to answer your questions, right? So I'm sorry right now I could not answer this question because of the short of time. Maybe in some other webinar or maybe through the email. Okay. Okay, go to special. This is something which is one of the most important, not important, but very, very handy tool to know. And Harun Saab, you should also know this, because this is okay. Now go to special is used to locate cells based on certain criteria, right? So what we need to do is, for example, sometime we have copied the data from the web, right? And along with the data, there are certain hidden objects that come in and pasted in our website, in our sheet. There might be a possibility that we have get this worksheet from somewhere else and find, and we could not able to see that there are certain objects attached to it. So we want to locate and we want to delete it. For some time, I have downloaded some of the file from the web, and there are many pictures, and there are lots and lots of pictures, and I want to remove those pictures. So there is no way I've done it manually, but if you use go to special, then what we need to do that we have use the go to special feature, home tab, and you should get so find and select. Home tab, go to editing group, and you have find and select, and we have go to special. If go to special, and you should see go to special dialog box, and you will find objects here. So if you click objects, and if you click OK, and you see there are multiple objects. For example, this is something which is an object, and similarly we have somewhere down the go, we have these are the objects. These are the objects which are there in this sheet. So these are all selected, and we want to delete them. So since these are all selected, just click the delete button, and you see all the objects are being deleted. So this is one of the uses of go to special. For example, we want to get know the, for example, the number of blank cells. For example, these are some of the values. Okay, so this is one of the very handy tool. So these are the blank. We want to highlight all the blank cells within this. So we have find and select, we have go to special, and we have the blank cells. So this is the blank cells. So in this particular range, all the blank cells are selected. What you can do, you can just, if you want to highlight it, you can highlight it. So we have highlighted this. So this is all, these are the blank cells which are highlighted. And if you want to put some values in it, so because all these are
nil or a hyphen or
whatever, all these are, so this is the cell, these are the blank cells which are highlighted, and one of the cell is allowing you to enter something. For example, I want to fill in all the blank cells with a hyphen sign. For example, this is the hyphen sign, or for example, fill. So I want to fill all the blank cells with the word fill. So I just type in fill and press Control Enter. So Control Enter, once I hit Control Enter, and you will see what will happen. Suddenly all the blank cells are filled with blank cells. Okay.
Can we announce it as well? Can we? There are many questions coming in, and people saying that, and we feel that questions are important.
Okay,
so what we'll do is post 1 o'clock, we'll take 15 more minutes. Those who have to leave because of any other work, they can. Those who have questions to ask, we'll give 15 more minutes, and we'll try to answer those questions in those 15 minutes.
Okay, fine. Agreed. Okay, fine. So this is one way. Then if you want to get, for example, get where the comments are, for example, go to special, and then we have somewhere here the comments. Here is the comments, and all the cells will be highlighted with the comments. So these are actually the cells which are being highlighted by the comments. So this is one way. You want to highlight all. For example, go to special, then we want to highlight some of validations. So do we have validations? We should have. Okay, data validation. So we want to have all. So wherever the validations we have applied some sort of validation, drop down list, etc., etc. These are highlighted. So this is one of the good things to know that about the go to special. Okay, there is, I've missed that copy non-hidden data. This is one of the important uses of go to special. So what you need to do is, for example, okay, just filter this data, detect data, and we have the filter, and we have the department filter. So should we have something marketing? Okay, so fine. So what we need to do is filter marketing. So we have marketing. Now, what actually we want this data to be copied somewhere else. So what we need to do, we need to copy this data somewhere else. Once if we control C and control V, I've already done this, so it is already saved. So that is actually the case. So it is already done. So there is no need. But sometimes it happens that the hidden data, if you look at 1 to 6, we have 5 row hidden, 6 to 8, we have row number 7 hidden, and so on and so forth. And when you copy this data, if you want to copy this data will be copied along with the data which is hidden in nature. So what you need to do is, so control, select the data, home, click, go to special, select visible cells only. So there is a data which is hidden and there is a data which is visible. So if you select visible data only, it will select all those data which is visible only and leave behind the non-hidden data, the hidden data. If you click OK and apply Control C and Control V, that is the only data which is being copied. So this is how it goes. Then there is a flash fill concept. I'm giving you 2-3 minutes on this. So this is one of the most useful features that I found in 2013. It is not introduced in till 2010. It is first introduced in 2013, but it is one of the most handy feature, because with the help of this feature you can you don't need to use many text functions, and the task that is given by Harun Jan, it is done in a flash of a second. So I will show you how to do it. So first of all, what you need to do, you need to get Wahid from here. What you need to do is just type Wahid, enter. You need to manually type it. So then you need to go to data tab, and then there is a option flash fill. If you flash fill, what will happen? You will have the Naveedul Hassan, Wajid, and you will got all of these. You want to get the last name. We have Shahzad. Enter. Or Control E is the shortcut key of flash fill. So Control, if you will, now look at here, we have the Control E. E. So if you put your cursor on flash fill, there is a screen tip that shows the Control E. So
that cooking doesn't answer my question.
So similarly, joining name together, for example, Shahzad and comma and Wahid and Control E, and we will get what is actually the task, the challenge task. Look at it, how it is done. Capital letter. Now there is no challenge
Need for writing a
formula. There is no need to writing a formula. So it's quite easy. Name in capital letter. For example, you want to convert it into Wahid, and click Control E, and you will see it will be done. So similarly, you can have split character in number. For example, you need AD, and you want 118 in separate. So 118, so AD Control E, and then you have like this. Now inserting, for example, you want this telephone number to be formatted like this, 0, then you have 123, 123 and hyphen, then 4567, 4567, and then you have control E and look at what will happen. So this is how it goes, very, very simple stuff. Removing, you can remove very easily. Just rewrite this number 0, 300, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and control E. So, for example, you want your organization want to construct an email address. So this is, for example, Vahid at the rate, for example, abc.com.pk. So click enter and control E, and you will see you will get a thing like it. So this is the most handy feature that, right? So isn't it? So you should know. So import data, we have done it already. Commenting is what you need to do is comment means that you want to get something, for example, you want to put your comment remarks in it review. So we have the new comment, just type it, for example, this is the new comment or what, something like this, and press enter, and you will have this. So this is the comment. If you put your cursor here, it should show. There is no comment.
There was.
Yes, it is.
Comments off now. View comments off now. View comments off now.
It has to be like this. Edit comment. So comment is there. Maybe we have.
On the settings, you can show comments and you can hide comments. Review can review.
No, there is no here. So it has to be in the review. New comment, delete previous, show all comments.
Show all comments, yeah.
Right. So that is actually the case. Okay, fine. Okay, there is one thing. For example, this is the data set. There are two concepts: object linking and embedding. So what I'm doing is, so I'm just I'm using Control C, and one way I'm using the embedding and linking. So this is just clicking it right, and if you go to this special, and you will find there are two. One is the picture, right? And the second way I'm doing is the same, and special, and we have the linked. So one is a linked picture and other is only the picture. So the beauty about this is that if you change this value, for example, this is, we have the central value, I'm using 1000, something like this. The value is changed, right? If you go to the link value, so this is the picture which is embedded, right? It does not take into effect the change whatever occurred in, but if it is linked, if this picture is linked, you see the value which is changed. That is the difference between the linking and embedding. Linking means that if there is any change in the data source, the linked picture will be changed automatically, and the embedded picture does not. So we have something else modifying. This is out of the scope. This is one of the macro. Okay, so we have done almost some of the handy features, I guess. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm saving it. There's no need to save it, by the way, but I'm doing it. Okay, don't worry, I will be taking questions afterwards. So I'm very quickly after 1 o'clock. So goal seek. I'm giving you just one or two examples. For example, this is the salary calculator for it, right? And you will see that this is the basic salary, and this is the allowances based on the basic salaries. These are the deductions based on basic salary, and this is the gross pay and the net pay based on all these variables. So just assume that someone came to your organization, somebody interviewed by, and he demanded that I want a take-home pay is, for example, 150. So I want, for example, 100, this much, right? So 150,000, for example. So, sorry, what he demanded 150,000 as the take-home pay, as the net pay. Now, if you look at this, that if somebody demanding 150,000, the question arises that what is the distribution of this pay? What should be the basic pay? What should be the other allowances? And what should be the deduction, etc., based on the net pay. So what we did in this, first of all, we need to model our problem like this, and then after the modeling of this problem, we can use the goal seek feature to find that what will be the impact of the final value of the other available cells. So in order to do this, what we need to do is that go to the data tab, then we have the what-if analysis, and we have the goal seek. So goal seek feature set cell is the cell in which we want to have our value. That is the answer. In this particular case, we want 150,000 should be the answer. Then what value? Sorry, set cell is actually referring to the cell. So this is the cell that we want. This cell should get an answer equal to 150,000. And by changing that cells, because we know that all these calculations based on the basic pay, so we want to change the value of these cells and to get this answer, which is 150,000. So set cell is this one, in which we should have answer 150,000, and then by changing the cell, this is the cell. And if you click OK, you will see it will calculate in that case, if somebody, okay, I have done something wrong. Yes, actually I have cancelled it, and the previous values are restored. So so this is the cell in we should have 150,000. By changing this cell, click OK and click OK. So 71,428 will be the basic pay, and from this basic pay we have got this calculation, and this is the take home. So this is the interesting feature that you should know. This is very, very handy for simple and more mathematical models. So the key is that you need to first model your problem, and you can use it for various sources. Right, so let's close this one, and don't save it because there is no need to save it. Then there is a data table. Okay, so I'm using very simple example. Okay, so this is I've already done that. For example, there is this is the example I have already discussed. Loan amount is 30,000, period is 60 months, and rate is 20%. And this is the payments for this particular loan. This is the monthly installments. So what I want to know is that if there is any way that I get a table based on various periods or the various rates for this particular loan. For example, this is for 5 years. I want to have 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. So I want to look at this. So what I need to do is, okay, fine, it is already there. So I'm just deleting this. I'm just deleting this. And I'm just deleting this. I'm only doing these 3 bits. Okay, for example, now I want to develop a table which is known as the one input data table, and I'm focusing on the number of the variation in the rates. So what will happen if I get this loan at 20%, 19%, 18%, 17%? What will be my payments, monthly payments? What you need to do is you need to rewrite this function here. So PMT is the function, and then you need to write the values. So select all of these, and then after the selection, what you need to do, you need to click the data tab, then what if analysis, and the data table. So it will be asking two simple questions, the row input cell and the column input cell. Since this is one input data table and we are focusing on the row, we are developing the row table. So this will be, we will be using row input cell, and row input cell is for rates. So just click this one and click OK, and you will see what will happen. This will indicate that based on this loan value and this period, we have this much of amount that we need to pay. For 20% this much, 19% this much, and so on and so forth. And similarly, if you want to build a column table, you need to set up the table like this, and then you need to select all of those. You need to go to what if analysis, then you need to data table, and now this time what you need to do is you need to go for the column input cell, because we are making a column table. So column input cell, looking at the various number of months. So number of months is this one. So in that case, we need to click this one and click OK, and you see that we, based on the 20% of rate we have, or in various duration, we have this much of payment need to be made. And if you want to look at a combination of both, this is the rate, this is the duration, you need to set up the table like this. This is actually the functions that you need to rewrite, and then along with this, you need to type the various values of the variables you are analyzing, and similarly under this for two input data table, and select all of these. What you need to do is just go to what if analysis, and we have the data table, and we have the row input cell, in that case is rate. This is the rate, and column input cell, we have the duration. So we have selected both and click OK, and we will have a table ready for us that for 5 years and 20% we will get this, for 5 years 19% this. So this is what actually the table, you can format it and present it to your. So is enough. We are over for 6 minutes. So now it's time for questions. If we have any questions, I'm ready.
Yes, I think those who have to leave, they will still get an email about the recording. They can
Yes.
visit same concepts again. However, those who have to ask questions, they can be around. We'll answer questions one by one. Okay, so first question by Ali Hamza Malik about flash fill. He's saying flash fill works on a cell if the cell has formulas in it. Does it work? Does flash fill work with formulas?
Okay, that is an interesting question. I haven't tried it. Okay, let's try it. Okay, for example, where is the handy? Okay, these are the, where is text functions, not the text functions, handy features. Okay. Okay, so this is, so what I'm doing is I'm writing very simple function that is upper. right? So first of all, what I'm doing is I'm writing one function and converting this into uppercase, right? So I have this value obtained from function. So that's actually what he meant. So this is, now we want to extract the last name. Let it be SHAHZAD and Control E, work. So I think it doesn't work. So it does not work. So it only applies to the complete value in the, it does not apply on the functions. So in order to do that, okay, there is a thing that what you can do. So what you need to do is, so first of all, you need to
Convert into values.
yes, convert into values. So
Copy
what you
paste.
need, what happened? It's stuck. It's amazing.
Naughty.
Huh?
Excel is acting naughty.
Yes, I think he also wants to be. Now
It's
it's,
Control C, Control V, and
now it's now it's control shift. Now it's not working.
just select, do it manually. Don't do it manually.
So I'm selecting it.
Right, click, copy, paste.
Right click, copy, right click, paste. Special
is not available.
is not available, so there is something. But anyhow, the thing is that what you need to do is you need to convert these values, a formula into values. When you do that, then the flash will work.
Next question from Salman Hassan. He's saying, could you please go to the go to special? इसको आप बंद करके इसको दोबारा open करने so that the error is fixed. Sayyid Salman Hassan is saying, could you please go to the go to special feature and explain the copy paste feature using visible cells only?
So I don't know what is. Don't save it. Okay, fine. Okay, so let me Excel 2013. Okay, for example, I'm just values V1, V2. Yeah, maybe I can use the same. Okay, V3. And I'm populating these values is equal to R, A, and D, then between 10 to 100. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, for example, these are the values. These are the values which are highlighted, and we want to hide these, right? And we want to hide these as well. Only one. Yes. Okay, I've done something I should not be doing. First of all, I need to convert this value into
Numbers.
right? Control C. Okay, so I think it's okay. So these are the values that I want to I want to hide.
आपको mouse का shoulder right to left click. You want me to get your mouse?
No, it's okay. Hide, and I want this value to be hide. Okay, I guess that will be fine. Okay, these are some of the values. Okay, these are some of the values that I want to put in. Now I have 2 to 6, I have 11 to 19, and I don't want to be, if I control C and control V, what I will get, so it's, so we are, okay, because that is hidden rows. So now we have all these values, right? Now what we want to do is, we want to get these values, and paste it somewhere else. Now these values are hidden, all these values are hidden, but these are visible in nature. So I want to copy all these values, only these values which are visible. So I'm giving you the 3-step, okay. I'm giving the shortcut key, use Alt semicolon, right? Alt semicolon is used for selecting the visible cells only, then Control C, and then Control V. So this is the shortcut key combination as well. So this is the data which has been copied. So Alt semicolon is going to the go to special, selecting the visible cells only. So this is all you are doing simultaneously. So Alt semicolon is to select the visible cells only. So if you do that, it is done. I think
Select the visible cells or to copy the visible cells?
No, to select the visible cells. It's a 3-step process now.
Okay.
Now this is the cells that you want to copy, right? Only the visible cell only. So if I click Alt semicolon, what it does, that it will select, it will activate the visible cells only, the selection of the visible cells only option.
Okay.
So go to special, this, blah, blah. It reduces some sort of clicks.
Okay.
So Control Alt semicolon and then Control C, Control V.
Okay, more questions? Nurul Amin says, repeat price, please. Nurul Amin, please explain what part you want us to help you in, but if it is a repeat question, I would please request you to go back to the recording. The recording will be available in about an hour, and you can view it as many times as you want. And if there's still any questions, Khurram, if you can please write down your email address once again. Please send this email to Khurram and we'll explain it further.
We have my email address is khurramit24@gmail.com. So this is my email address. Let me do it for you. So this is, so you can write me an email on this, khurramit24@gmail.com.
Okay, other questions, people are sticking to the question saying, please explain how, if not separated by comma, for flash fill without a comma. You
Flash-
tried that, will you explain that, yes?
Yes, I did that.
Okay, flash fill without a comma has been explained, Irfan. Usman Yusuf is saying how to convert digits in numbers, digits to words, not numbers. And then Usman Yusuf is saying, again, the spell function, how to use it.
Can I do that?
Digits in words.
but it will take about 10 minutes.
So the if condition.
There is no built-in function. There is an user-defined function that we need to create.
Okay.
If somebody, can I do that now?
Yeah, 10 minutes would be 10.
Okay.
But I would suggest let's look at other questions also. Meanwhile, this is one particular question from Usman. Usman, if you're able to, if you're not able to answer your question right now, again, please note down the email address and we'll send you the solution or send the solution to the group, in fact, of all the participants afterwards. This is the question from Samad Hassan is saying, try using F5 for flash fill. F5 in cell C3, I think he's referring to the previous worksheet. But saying F5 for flash fill.
F5.
F5 is the go-to.
F5 is go-to.
Salman, your question is probably not very clear. Burhan Rahman is saying, so when I add some huge amounts, Excel some amount showing one number extra, why?
Again, elaborate.
He's saying if you try to add a long list of numbers, I'm not sure if this never happened to me. Okay? Burhan, you need to double check. It could be a rounding error. It could be something like that. And in the last session, we explained how to handle the rounding errors. So please view the recording of the last session. Muniza Abid saying, thanks a lot, excellent session. Previous two were up to the mark as well. Thank you very much. Zubair Azam is saying, would you be kind enough to tell how long it will last? Zubair, we've already sort of closed the session. We're just answering questions right now. So if you have to leave, you're more than welcome to go. The recording, however, the full recording will be available, and if you want to see answers to your questions, you will probably be able to see the answers in the recording. Abdul Rab is saying, so you may share all Excel files. Yes, the ones that have been shared already, 7 files have been shared already. The ones with the solutions will be uploaded as well right after the session, and therefore you will get about 10 or 12 files available with answers. Shortcut keys to unhide the hidden columns or rows. This one. Unhide columns or rows.
Okay.
To a shortcut key.
Okay. I have created my YouTube channel 3-4 months ago. Somebody requested me to do that, so I've designed a few videos. This is the basic level course that I've uploaded there. It is in Urdu, right? So there are around 18, 19, maybe 20 videos uploaded there. And there is a specific section based on the keyboard shortcuts. So I'm giving, just go to YouTube and get, for example, put my name, Khurram Khan, right? And you should get my channel and just select it, and you will have your answer over there. So there is video, 20 videos of the basic level. So I think you should visit those and view the videos over there, right?
Okay, Muhammad Shirab Gondal is saying, when the formulas are applied on some column, you do something and it shows which formulas are applied. So can you please tell me how to do that?
So say it again.
If in a particular column there are multiple formulas applied, you do something and it shows which formulas are applied. Are you saying you should show the formula instead of the answers? Because that's possible.
You're saying show formula or
show answers. That's what I understand.
I don't know what actually the case. If you are saying that I want to add these values, for example, this plus this, and this is a value, and I want to have a formula. So control till is the key combination with the help of show formula, or not to show the value answer. So maybe
Mohammed Mohsen has given the answer to the previous question. Shortcut key for hiding or unhiding.
Control 1 or 0.
Control Shift 0.
Control Shift 0
for unhide columns, and Control Shift 9 for unhiding rows. Thank you very much, Mohsin. I've sort of told everyone, but you can, if you could demonstrate as well if you want to, just to check if it
I'll
is
just,
fine.
okay, fine. No, I'm just, because I'm looking at one of the important question, because that question is asked in the last session as well and this session as well, and I want to answer that question.
Okay, go on.
So it's a critical question, not a critical question, but that is the question. Okay, open your handy Excel features file. Go to the last file. Which is sheet 1, it's not labeled. So everyone, okay, fine. So this is the VBA code. This is, look at this VBA code. So this is actually the VBA code. You can find this type of VBA code over the web. It's free of cost. So I've get it from this particular source. So this is the.
Yeah, it's always advisable to copy from authentic sources.
Yes.
So Microsoft.com.
Yes. So
all
this is,
codes are authentic.
yes, that is the case. So this is actually what the source is, and this is the code, and it is for particularly meant for that answer, a question. So for example,
the question was numbers
to words, and how to spell check spell number, something like so. So I will try to answer that thing. For example, we have certain values. We have 10, we have 20, we have 200,000, we have 150, something like this. Whatever value we have, right? So something like this. So
that's it.
So that's it. I think more than enough. So what we want to do is we want to convert this number into words, and there is no specific function written in Excel. So there is no built-in function. So what we need to do, we need to make use of this code and converting it into a function. So that is a user-defined function. So what we need to do is, so first of all, we need to copy this, so Control A, so Control C. So this is the code, and in order to do so, what we need to do is we need to go to View, then we need to go to, so no, this is not the case. What we need to do is, first of all, we need to customize our ribbon, and by putting in the developer tab. So file, we have the options, and we have the options, and we have the customized ribbon, and you have the developer tab. So go to the developer tab, click OK, and we have the developer tab here. So click the developer tab, we have the Visual Basics, and click OK. So what we need to do is we need to insert the module and Control V, and that's it. Is the case. Now, in order to just go back, we have. Right now, I'm not saving it. So this is the spell number, and this is actually the case. And now look at here. This is now converting into. Now there is a problem with this. We have $10 and no cents. So if you want to convert it into rupees and pesos, so what you need to go to the developer tab,
or
Visual Basic,
or Sri Lankan rupee,
whatever. Control H. So Control H, find what, and we have the dollars, right? With rupees, for example, I'm just giving you the rupees. And replace all 11 instances, and then I want to convert the cents to pesos, pesos, replace all, 11, click OK, and that's it. Now go back to
To make this permanent, do we save it as a project?
Yes, we can if we want. So, again, refresh, but let me do it once again, just to say, we can refresh it and now look at it, what will happen. So 10 rupees and no passes, 20 rupees and no passes. So if you want to save it, because I don't know whether Harun Sir is willing to have one session on the VBA. If he does, then I can explain each and every bit of it. But
you need to lobby with me for that. Participants.
Okay, fine. Now, in this particular case, this is local to this site only. If you save it, if I save it, I want to save it, I need to save it from the VBA to continue saving as a big group. Click yes, no. So what I need to do is I need to save it. Should I save it or not? So I need to Excel macro enable workbook, so I need to save it like this, and I save it. So whenever I will open this workbook, and it is available locally on this particular worksheet only, workbook only, right? So it is not available on other workbooks. So in order to make it available on other workbooks, we need to do something else, and that is out of the scope of this right now. So this is, I think, that answers your question.
Okay, thank you very much. I think there are messages, people saying thank you, excellent session. Some other comments about the recording. Kesar and quite a few others have asked for the recording. The recording link is going to be sent to you automatically just as the recording is ready to be shared. And that's an automatic process. You will automatically receive an email, yeah, and you can go back and check the recording as many times as you want. I think it will take about an hour or so. Now there are comments coming in. Excellent session. Okay, Kesser. Thank you for a very helpful session. Great job. There's a question by Shahid Mahmood said, how can we write / print a check through a printer using Excel data table, please? So, all right, we'll look at that in the next session. That's a lengthier answer, I can understand. Yeah. Okay, but that's very relevant to some of the basic work that people doing in accounting and finance.
It's only if you want to. It's printed on the check. You need to set up the printer. That's actually the case.
Set up the printer, have the check design made, and then so that the values printed in exactly the same spot. Yes. But yeah, so that's and the feature that you just explained, yeah, of numbers to words, that's also comes in handy for writing checks, and we can understand that's why you asked the question also. But let's look at that separately. Yes. Share the email address of Mr. Khurram. Mr. Khurram, if you can write down your email address once again, or let me, please, hang on a second. Tell me I'll send it to them through chat so they don't have to write it. So it's Khurram. Khurram
IT24.
IT24 at gmail.com. So I'm sending it to the entire audience. Sorry. Send a double quote, KHURRAM, IT24 at gmail.com. Entire audience sent. Okay, excellent explanation. Respected sir, thank you so much. Samaya is saying these sessions are really helpful. Thank you, ACCA. Muhammad Amin is saying, please arrange webinar on Word and PowerPoint also. Of course, we could look into this. Dilshad Ahmed saying how to insert page number on multiple tabs in a workbook. Okay. Dilshad, send an email to Khurram and he'll explain how. Thank you very much. Very helpful session. And okay, Ijazah saying Khurram is an Excel gem. And thank you to ACCA team also. Thank you, Ijazah. Zishan Aslam is saying, thank you, a very good session, looking forward to the next session. Yes, we are looking forward as well. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day. And for those who are on a weekend, enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much and till the next weekend, till the next Saturday on Excel once again. Thank you all very much and goodbye from here.
Okay, goodbye.